Hello beautiful faces, thanks for stopping by, whether you are new or returning. Now I know I am a couple of days late, but we are now finally going to do our December reading wrap up. December was just a crazy month with, you know, Christmas and New Year's and that weird like 8-day period between Christmas and New Year's and things like that. So I'm only now just filming the wrap up, but we still managed to read 7 books. So one was like, 2 of them were contemporary romances, but they were like, one was a Why Choose and one was a Christmas book, because I knew I wanted to at least get one Christmas book in there, you know what I mean? Then we read 3 Japanese BL manga, and then we read 2 Thai books, which I will get into that. So, enough about my rambling, let's get on into these books, shall we? So, firstly, I'm going to show you 2 books that were the first books I read in this month, and if you know me, you know that I wasn't reading anything else until I read these. Volumes 3 and 4 of Kinporsche. Kinporsche, I try not to talk about it too much, even though I really want to, because I think in some of the earlier videos when I first started mentioning Kinporsche, I was basically talking about Kinporsche until the cows come home. It is one of my all-time favourite pieces of media. It is a Thai television show. That's what these books got adapted into, and these are English translations of the original Thai books. And it's just one of my favourite things on planet Earth. It is just, I love it. It is a dark romance. Definitely check those trigger warnings. It's heavy. The books are even heavier than the show. Like, they tame the show, but like the show was already quite dark. So yeah, these are cooked. But I absolutely love it. This continues on the story. As you know, I read the first 2 volumes in March. Volume 3 was a bit of a bitch to get because I really just wanted to like continue on, read them all. Volume 3 was out of stock at Amazon for like the longest time, so I ended up ordering it at QBD. And then Volume 4 I obviously got later. So I only ended up reading these now, even though there's quite a big gap from March, but because I just physically could not read these until now. So, and I have read Volume 5, but I read Volume 5 in January, so I'm not going to talk about Volume 5 until January's reading wrap, because I knew that Volume 5 was coming out in January, and then I think the final volume, Volume 6, I think that comes out in April. But I basically went manga shopping like, I think 2 weekends ago, and I saw Volume 5, so I like snagged it and instantly read the thing. But I have read Volume 3 and 4 in December. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite things ever. Follows the Thai mafia. You can have a Google to see what it's about if you're interested. This just gets, it's 5 stars, infinity stars. It's one of my, it's probably like my all-time favourite series besides like Legacy Gods, because Rina Kent's also like my favourite author of all time, because my other favourite thing on planet Earth is like God of Fury, God of Wrath, like, you know what I mean? But if you want to talk like Asian BL books, this is my ultimate. Then we read Twisted Lace by A.M. McCoy, which is book 2 in the same duo as Twisted Ink, which I read that a couple of months ago. I think September or August, I think, was when I read Twisted Ink. Now we have read Twisted Lace. This is quite a glossy cover, so I'm going to try and, I don't know. Anyways, I read Twisted Lace. This one, again, I didn't love it. Probably a 3-star overall, and I think that's the same rating I gave Twisted Ink. Like, this just, I love a spicy book. I do love a spicy book, and 3 stars is still a pretty decent rating because I enjoyed the spice. However, I thought it was too spicy, but like not enough plot. So there are 2 ways, right? Cut out some of the spice and add a little more plot, or keep the same amount of spice but add more plot, so then the book would be thicker. Anyways, right? But it was just, they didn't have enough. This one had like the tiniest bit more of a slow burn to it, but it just, I don't know, like I liked it, but I also didn't like it, if that makes any sense, because I love a spice book and the spicy scenes were fun, but like, how many times can you have the same people doing the bloody tango? Like, and also, one of the female main characters in here gave me the ick, Basically, it's kind of like a bi awakening to some degree. It's basically this bi girl who's in a why choose a relationship with two dudes, but she starts having affections for a girl. Sorry, not a second girl, for a girl. But that girl in the beginning of the book is like hardcore lesbian, and she's one of those annoying, I hate men lesbians. Like, I don't know why, but it was just very like, I hate men, I don't need men to help me, I can do it all myself. I was happy to receive help until I found out it was a man. Like, it's, like, I just, like, this book kind of gave me the ick, to be completely honest with you. I read the whole thing, just because I just thought, fuck it, we will read the whole thing. I'm not like the biggest fan. I only like DNF stuff if I physically cannot continue, and was just like, nah, like I can't bring myself to read it. I could bring myself to finish this, and I love me a spicy book, so there's that. So 3 stars. It was okay. If you are looking for straight spice, you'll love this. If you want good spice and plot together, you could skip this, because yeah, not enough plot, babes. Then, considering it's December, I knew I wanted to read a Christmas book. So, we read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. Cute little small. It's only like, I think 200 pages or something like that. Maybe 100 and something. I don't know. It's a very, very small book. But I absolutely loved it. Oh my goodness. 4 stars. Wasn't 5-star material, but it was definitely 4-star material, maybe even more so leaning towards like a 4.5, and this has definitely redeemed Tessa Bailey in my eyes. So I'll give you a little bit of this is my Tessa Bailey backstory, okay? So I, in 2024, picked up Fangirl Down. It was a golf sports romance. I love a sports romance, and I thought, yep, we're going to read this, we're going to have a jolly good time. We did not have a jolly good time. I ended up DNFing it, because I could not get behind the fact that it was in third person. Now, I'm not one of those people that refuses to read things in third person, because I have read books in third person before and I enjoyed myself. But what it was about Fangirl Down is it heavily used, like, the name. Like, I don't know, like, the main character's name, what was the main character's name in Fangirl Down? I totally forget, but it was basically, right, Pretend her name was like Elle. I don't remember. Was it Elle? I don't remember. Anyways, but it was like Elle did this, and Elle proceeded to do this, and Elle waved her hand. Like, in one singular page of words, Elle was there like 20 times. Like, it was Elle this, Elle that, Elle this, Elle that, and it just annoyed me. I was just like, oh my god, can you say something else? Can you write anything else? Like, I just couldn't get behind it. I was just like, nope. And it was one of those I physically couldn't continue. I was like, no, I can't read this. Nope. It's hurting me brain. So I'm very like open and happy about giving authors a second chance, because it could be like first book, worst book. I could love Tessa Bailey, I just don't like Fangirl Down sort of vibes. You know what I mean? Now, I am very much, I only give a second chance. I was like, window shopping was basically going to be, if I enjoyed window shopping, that's amazing. And maybe I might pick up a Tessa Bailey book again in the future, who knows. If I didn't like window shopping, it was probably going to be the end of my relationship with Tessa Bailey. Because I was like, yeah, no, I dislike 2 of her books, probably not reading another one, right? Happy days, because I enjoyed window shopping, like a 4 to 4.5 stars. So if I felt like picking up a Tessa Bailey again in the future, I would. It probably won't be, I'm probably not going to continue the series that Fangirl Down is a part of, but I'd be willing to pick up some other Tessa Bailey and see what I think. And yeah, but I really liked it. It was cute, it was Christmassy, it was spicy, it was just, I don't know, it was so cute, and it was nice to see like someone who usually would never get a chance, get a chance. Like, look, I will admit one thing about this book. He gave her a chance because he had feelings for her. Like, a part of me wants to go, if he didn't have feelings for her, would she have gotten that chance? But either way, she did get that chance, and I let it go because, well, of course he has feelings for her. This is a romance book. So I just let it go and thought it was cute and adorable, and I actually highly recommend this as a good Christmas book. We ended off the year with 3 Japanese BL mangas. I'm not somebody that really reads like a ton of stuff in December because I am very like, I gotta prepare myself for Christmas and things like that. Like the Why Choose book is the one that took me like the most amount of time to read. Everything else I read in like a day or two. Kinbosh took me, I shit you not, like maybe 3 days. And I read those 2 volumes of Kinbosh because I love it and fly through. And same, because window shopping was like really small. Again, that only took me like 3 days. Twisted Lace took me like a good, I think, week and a bit to read because I wasn't the biggest fan. And then I thought I'm just going to end the year off with some manga. I feel like I haven't read enough manga this year and I do love manga. And I'm going to try and challenge myself next year to at least read 1 manga a month. I don't know how 100% I'll stick to that. Because if I decide that maybe 1 month I want to try and binge an entire series, I won't read anything else. But I just more so want to challenge myself to just read like more manga next year. Like just read more manga next year because I love manga and obviously I love a Western book. Like I don't want to stop reading Western books. But I feel like it was very like 90% Western books, 10% manga. And I want to try and have that more be maybe like 60-40. Like 60 Western, 40 manga. And just see how I go. Again, don't hold me to it. You never know. I just pick up whatever I feel like picking up in the moment. But that's what I'm going to try my best and do. But I ended the month, like I said, with 3 mangas. Now, manga, depending on its length, can be finished in a singular day. 2 of the 3 manga I'm going to talk about, I actually read both in a singular day. But the 3rd manga is a lot thicker. So that did take me a couple of days. But, so the first one I read was Sleeping on Paper Boats. Now, this is by Teki Yatsuda. Now, this is a period piece, which I didn't expect, but I absolutely loved it. It's set in both the 40s and the 50s, because I think like halfway through they do a bit of a time jump sort of thing. This is actually like the coolest thing ever. I'm going to read you the back. So it says, Ki Kitahara, a visionary screenwriter who has taken post-war Japan by storm, has made the difficult decision to lay down his pen for good after he realizes the people he's been basing his characters on have all met unfortunate ends. He spends his days in misery, wanting to die, until a reason to live finds him in the gutter, too drunk and beaten to move. Ki can't help but be attracted to his saviour's bewitching innocence, and the urge to write about him grows stronger by the day. Knowing he can't take the risk, he vows never to use his pen against him, but will temptation prove too great? So basically, he will write about someone and that someone will unfortunately die, and so he's kind of got to grapple with the, well, I really like this dude. And for some reason I want to write about him, but I got to make sure that I don't write about him, because if I write about him, he's going to go bye-bye. And I loved it. I've only read this first volume. More are coming. I cannot wait to continue on, actually. I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought. Honestly, you know what? BL period pieces are so interesting to me. Because obviously, like, back in those sorts of days, it wasn't as accepted to be like that. Like, you could be like that, but you couldn't be loud and proud. It was very keep it hidden, keep it secret, because if the wrong people find out, like you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really accepted to be like that back then. It's accepted now, but it was not back then. So it's just, I found this book just so interesting. And this one had more of a, like, it was definitely like 70-30. Like, it was very, like, it was definitely more plot focused, but it was still a romance and there was still spice in there. Like, this was plastic wrapped. You know if a manga is going to be spicy if it's plastic wrapped, because I don't think they want the children opening it up and seeing any DICKs. Because this is like manga with pictures and things like that. So, but I really enjoyed this one. I actually, like, seriously, 5 stars. I actually loved it. It was great. Now, I've just realized I do this every single time. I always give the star ratings, but I forget to give, like, the chili ratings for the books that I read. So I'm just going to quickly rapid fire. Kinporsche gets like a 4. Kinporsche is very, very spicy. Twisted Lace is getting that 5 chili pepper treatment because it was just like 90% spice. And then Window Shopping, I'll give like a 3, I think, for the spice. Yeah, a 3. And then this one, I'm going to give it 2. I think there was like 2 or 3 spice scenes in here. Like, it wasn't like, it was definitely more plot focused. But I really enjoyed this one. Next, we read Worst Soulmate Ever. Now, this is an Omegaverse manga, and I've read a lot of Omegaverse fanfiction. Like, I'm not new to Omegaverse because I have read so many K-pop related or Thai BL actor related, like, Omegaverse stuff. Like, I'm not new to it, but this was my first, like, published piece of work that was Omegaverse. So this was my first Omegaverse that wasn't a fan fiction. And oh my goodness, it delivered. It was so good. Again, I'm going to read you the back for this one. So, impatient 29-year-old Omega Shishikura has watched all his friends get married while his own romances keep fizzling out. Determined to find his special someone, he turns to a matchmaking service. But while waiting for his perfect soulmate to be found, he goes into heat at the worst possible moment. Alone with Alpha Kitoni, a new co-worker who nurses a long-time grudge against Shishikura. After they spend a desperate, steamy night together, there's no doubt that the two are physically compatible, but do they even like each other? So, it just like, sorry, it's like a Omegaverse, but it's also like an office romance because they both work in the same office together. And I just love it. So it's like cutesy Omegaverse, kind of, a little bit. It is also angsty because they don't like each other in the beginning. But it's just, again, it's one of the coolest things. Like I said, my first ever piece of published Omegaverse, sort of, like I said, Omegaverse that is not fan fiction. And I loved it. And I want to devour more of it. There is a sequel to this. It's called Worst Soulmate Ever Proposal, which I think is going to be these two, like, actually getting married. Now, this one is a lot spicier than the paper boats. Like, this one, I think I will give this one, like, a 4. I think I am going to give it a 4. There's quite a bit of spice in this one. But I loved it. It was, oh my god, it was, like, funny at times as well. Like, it's just, I don't know, I just love it. I don't know why I'm drawn to Omegaverse so much. I just am. Like, one of the BL TV shows that I am most excited for that is coming out in 2026 is called Not, and that literally is an Omegaverse television show. It's one of the ones that I am the most excited for, amongst obviously some of the other ones. Like, I'm very excited for Lovers and Gangsters, and I'm excited for Gunshot and things like that, but I am very excited for Not, and, oh, like, I just love, I don't know why, but I just love Omegaverse, and I loved this book. So, what was the book that I ended my 2025 with? The final, last book that I read in 2025. 7 Days. This is a thick boy. This is like the size of 2 regular mangas coming together. Because I have noticed that a lot of manga, a lot of singular volumes of manga are very similarly sized. Like, a lot of it is very, like, it's the same. Like, somehow they all just managed to make it the same. Obviously, except for some stories that feel the need to be either longer or shorter. 7 Days is one, it's a singular, like, it's just, like, there are no sequels or anything like that, but it is thick. It is like, if you put 2 regular volumes of manga together, you get 7 Days. This is by Venio Tachibana, and the art is by Rihito Takikara. So I'll read you the blurb of this one as well. On a whim, high school 3rd year Yuzuru Shino asks out first year Toji Seiyo, who is notorious for being a week-long lover. He'll date the first girl to ask him out Monday morning and then promptly dump her by the following Monday. The boys start dating, and by Tuesday, the first inklings of attraction hit. Can these two put to their feelings before Monday comes, or are habits Old Habits Too Hard to Break. So it's about a guy that, like, basically he only dates someone for a week. He always breaks up with them that following week. This story is also the first time that the week-long lover has ever dated a boy. And yeah, and it goes from there. And I liked it. It was cute. It was like coming of agey a little bit, like discovering yourself and things like that. And I like it. This one I was a little bit like, I knew I wanted to read it because I'd heard so many good things about it, but I was like slightly iffy on it because of the fact that it's like about people in high school and things, you know, and I don't love stuff that's about people in high school. I frothed anything about somebody in high school back when I was like 16, when I was in high school. I'm not in high school anymore. So it's just, you know, you grow up. It's not my vibe anymore. However, I liked this one a lot more than I thought. I'm going to give this like a 3.5 stars. This one also is no spice. There is like 1 or 2 kisses, but no spice. So this is great. Like, you could read this if you were 16. It would be totally appropriate. 3.5. I liked the other 2 more, but I didn't dislike this one, obviously. It's just the other 2 were more up my alley and I liked them more, but I still enjoyed this one. This is a cute, like, it's a one-shot. It's great if you don't want to commit to a series, because manga's pretty well known for, like, series, and they're long as shit. This one, singular, it's thick, but it's a singular, so you read this and then, like, you're done, right? Supposedly it took this author 3 years to write, which I find hilarious, because the book just takes place in the span of one singular week. But, hey, I thought it was great. I liked it. It was a great way to end off the year. I just knew that manga was going to be a good and easy way to end off the year, because I don't get a ton of time to read a lot, so I knew let's just a manga, because I could dedicate, like, if I had a free day, I could read like an entire manga and then add that to my book count for the year. So I love this. I thought it was a great read. Well, that is it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you love books just as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.